Not all of us were blessed with amazing spelling skills, and knowing how to spell does come in quite handy when it comes to doing English writing. So today I'm going to look at some of the places where students typically go wrong in terms of spelling and how we can rectify that so you can eliminate as many spelling errors as possible so that you can just focus on writing great essays with fantastic ideas rather than stressing about whether or not you spelt that one particular word right. Number 1, don't rely on your computer. These days, it's super easy just relying on our laptop to do autocorrect for us. A lot of us don't even write essays on paper anymore. And see, this is the thing that makes it a little bit tricky. Writing on the computer can make things really quick. It means you can copy and paste. It means you can cut and paste and backspace and all of this type of stuff. But this means is that you also get those red squiggly lines where you can just right click, tap on the word that looks like it's the right one, and then your problem is resolved without you even really looking at that word. And that's one of the things that really prohibits students from improving their vocabulary. If you just learn the right way of spelling it from the get-go, then you won't have this mistake over and over again. But when it comes to a computer, if the computer can just rectify it for you every single time, you're not really going to give it much notice. So the first thing I would recommend you is either to ditch the computer, or if you absolutely need to write your essay on the computer, which is okay as well, don't rely on spell check. If you do have a red squiggly line come up, look at the word yourself and try to figure it out on your own. This is a much more active way of learning than just passively accepting what's right and what's wrong without really thinking about it. Number 2, look, cover, write, check. Back when we were in primary school, we all loved doing, actually maybe we didn't love doing it, but we all did the whole look, cover, write, check. So that's the one where you basically repeat the word over and over again using those rules, look, cover, write, check, and then by the end of it, hopefully you've practiced enough of it so that you're feeling comfortable with that word and you know how to spell it. Just because you did in primary school doesn't mean that you can't do it now. It's still the same method of learning spelling that is just as applicable to you today as it was back when you were 5 or 6. 3, recognize the rules. There are certain rules in the English language that you can typically use, especially if there are rules where you know you always get confused. So there's the one where it's I before C except after E. So this is used in words like receive, for example. But then there are exceptions as well. So although these rules are really good, just remember that they are not faultless, they are not all comprehensive and all consuming for any word that you come across. They do have their limits in terms of how far that rule stretches, but it's still good to know them in the first place, just so at least you can take a stab in the right direction. One of the words that I used to really struggle with was the word necessary. I just kept getting confused with how many C's and how many S's there were in the particular word. But I learned a rule, 1 collar and 2 sleeves. I've remembered that rule ever since that day, and now it's so built in within my mind that I know how to spell necessary without even needing to go back to the rule anymore. 4, write down a list of the words that you commonly get wrong. If there are words that you always get wrong, then make sure you pick up on them yourself and write them down somewhere. Write it down on a list that says commonly misspelt words and have them always there in front of you, or practice them regularly, especially if you know that you're going to be using these words over and over again. So for me, one of those words was the word necessary. I really struggled with that word, but I knew that I would probably have to come and use it more often than not. So that's why I ensured that I really learned that particular word so that it just wouldn't be an issue for me whenever it came to any assessments I had. 5, know the fundamentals. You gotta know the basics of what you're studying. So if it's a particular book, know how to spell the main characters' names. Know how to spell the author's name or a director's name, for example. I know that we do All About Eve by Joseph Mankiewicz, and the number of times I've seen students misspell Mankiewicz's last name is, it's very commonly misspelled. So if you know it's going to be one of those one of those words that you're going to be using in all of your essays, then make sure you know it. And there's nothing more silly than seeing a student who is not able to spell the main character's first and last name. It's just something that is expected of you. You should expect it of yourself. So make sure you cover these areas. They're really basic foundations. So those are my tips to help you with studying. If you enjoyed this video, then please give me a thumbs up and comment below if there are particular words that you really struggle with as well. I'm sure there are heaps of words out there that everyone just like always fails to spell correctly.